Well, hello, my lunatic friend. This is the crypto lunatic from the Lunatic Cafe, bringing you hidden gems before they pump and decrypting the language of crypto for people that are new to the space. That is what I do up here on the Lunar Cafe. And I've just recorded a video where I went on to Grok and I asked them for the 10 most undervalued coins. And one of them was this little project in the background called NYM. And I thought, I'll have a little look into that and let's see what it is. And it looks interesting, my lunatic friend. So today I'm going to just take you on a very brief journey of what it is and why I think it might be worth looking into, especially if you see the chart on the back, it looks like the chart of a scam coin. So it's definitely a good entry point, but let's look into this project a bit further and see what we can find. This definitely isn't investment advice. I'm not invested in NIM and they're not paying me to do this review. So it's completely neutral for you. And with that in mind, join me on a little journey. So starts off, we go to NIM and we see it's still a tiny little market cap. Now it's above the degen zone, which is sort of 10 million and below, which means it's credible enough, established enough, not quite to be degen, but it's small enough cap to be interesting with potentially could be in the explosive zone. And not only that, but we see that most of the circulating supply is out, which is always a bonus, over 80%. So that's a good start. Now, with projects like this, we see here, look, it was launched back in April 2022 at $1.85. Now, let's face it, folks, if it goes anywhere close to that, everybody's laughing from this point onwards. But it did what a lot of projects do. It went price suppressed, and there was probably a punishing token unlock. You can see it's on quite a few exchanges. So you can get access to this thing quite easily. And this says that all of the tokens are unlocked. So where that missing 20% is, well, I'm not quite sure, but I'm sure that that is a discrepancy within what's happening. But the point being, that's saying that all of the tokens are unlocked. Now, this is good news. Look, it's undergone a punishing unlock schedule, which finished last year. So all the tokens are out now. So I'm not quite sure what's going on with this. That's probably needs updating, which I would look further into if I was going to invest in it. Now, I've done an about NIM further on in the video, so I'm not going to read through this for you. And we look here and we see that the ICO price was 50 cents. Now, that's virtually a 10x to get back to there from this point. So bear that in mind. 3 years ago, early stage investors got into this project paying 10 times more than it is at the moment. So is there any life in this coin is the question that we're going to be asking today. So the first thing that we do is we go onto the contract. Now here, I'm not quite sure what is going on here. That's a hell of a percentage. Something not right is happening here. Um, if you're into lucky numbers or numerology, the 18.8888, well, that's very lucky, my friend. It's very lucky. Very lucky for who's got that wallet. Look, eights and eights and eights. So I'm not quite sure. I would have to double check on tokenomics because this doesn't seem to add up, especially this gravity bridge. It looks like it's breaching gravity, my friends, and is halfway here to the Lunar Cafe, if that's anything to go by. So the next thing we go to is the other Explorer. When we click down here, we can go to Nansen, which we're going to do here. And what we see is, well, there's reasonable liquidity. It's not a massive amount. It's an okay amount of liquidity here. When we go to Nansen, and we see that there's over 8,000 holders or almost 8,000 holders. That's not bad for a tiny little low cap coin. It's not bad. So next thing, we go to the website, the world's most private virtual private network. 80% off today. Look at that. Get an early bird on 10 devices for only $2.59 a month. So it's a VPN. But as we're going to find out as we move forward with it, and this isn't just any VPN, and I see adverts for all sorts of VPNs over the internet. So my question today is what makes this different? What makes it different? It's a VPN for crypto. Is there anything there to it beyond that? We go onto their X account. Now, this, frankly, my friends, is the reason that I decided that I'd do a review. Because my first thoughts were, this is just another VPN. Here we go. So the first thing I saw is based in Switzerland. Now, I can't help but be a little bit more confident in a project when I see it is based in Switzerland because it is a no-nonsense zone. It's a safe zone for me. That's how I feel about Switzerland, that it's not going to be it's going to be completely legit. We see pinned posts here. We see, look, 162,000 followers. Now, for a tiny little low cap coin, that is a pretty impressive amount. And we see, look, there's engagement 5 hours ago. Look, engagement, engagement. Privacy is a right, not a setting. Now, this really grabbed my attention. I've seen a lot of ads for VPNs, not a right, a setting. But then I scrolled down, I saw this. Now, look, I'm based in the UK, and there's all sorts of laws to protect certain demographics that actually don't protect anyone at all at the moment. There's a lot of dysfunction going on over here. And when I saw this post, I really thought, wow, they are highlighting lunacy. Look, the UK Labour government is now censoring their own police force. Censoring their police force, looking to trace a missing 17-year-old girl. Now, I haven't checked. This could be clickbait. It could be false news. But based on what I've seen here in the UK, nothing surprises me now. We've gone into a level of dysfunction and dystopianism that I never thought was possible. And I think they are highlighting a problem and they're bringing it to life. They're bringing it to life. And it really resonated with me. So their social media account is very engaging, which was the main reason I decided to do this review. So I went to CryptoRank, and here we see that even the fully diluted market cap is under 55 million. I'm not quite sure what's happened with the rest of this 20%, considering everything's unlocked. And it says there's another unlock in 20 days. So some of the data clearly isn't adding up here. But this is interesting, isn't it? That the IEO that people got in at 0.5, and they're saying that that is down 89.1%. So all of the people that believed in this project and got in early paid considerably more than you'll be getting in at the moment if you go in. Now, it feels like this project must be dead based on its price, but they've got an active social media account. They're up and running. So I went to Grok, and this was where NYM came in. This is how I found it. It was talking about NYM, a layer 0 privacy protocol enabling anonymous data transmission for blockchain and non-blockchain caps, blah, blah, blah. It's undervalued. Ex-post mentioned that NYM's niche privacy discussions and praising its mixnet, but it's absent from major YouTube channels. Reddit's privacy highlights growing interest, 50 plus upvotes on NYM threads. So it's gaining traction and sentiment here. I went onto YouTube to look at other reviews, and I found this video here with A116Z talking about it. They've got the CEO on there. It's a very short video. I won't play that for you, but it was engaging. It said that they're really looking into privacy. Now, I couldn't help but feel when I saw that they're trying to make the internet truly private so people can't mine your data and use it against you, that the governments probably aren't going to like this. Private networks, really? So there is a risk here that the dystopian governments are not going to like what they're putting together here. A truly private internet where you can't get your data hacked is a good thing to do, but it's a very risky thing in certain countries at the moment. So I did my usual. I've asked Perplexity to simplify NYM. Now, you can read through that should you wish to, my lunatic friends. But it is a VPN, virtual private network. Now, what they've said is the description that the CEO gave of NYM is that rather than taking a deck of cards and shuffling that to make it private, they've taken several decks of cards and shuffled it all up. So what that actually means in tech terms, I don't know, but it feels like it's a new generation of privacy technology to keep our data safe while we're online. So there we go. We need to be careful with our data online, and NIM is looking to solve this problem. What gives it a competitive advantage? I asked about the competition. You're welcome to read through this as well. So projects such as Sentinel, dVPN, Orchid, and others offer decentralized networks to tunnel internet traffic, privacy as a core function. Privacy-focused blockchains like these. So does NIM have a unique selling proposition? So NIM stands out by offering network-level privacy through its mixnet. It not only encrypts data, but also completely shields communication metadata. And this is different from most other privacy coins or decentralized VPNs, which typically protect only the contents of the messages or transactions, not the hidden patterns, who's talking with whom and when. So NIM incentivizes mixnet nodes operators with crypto rewards, making the network self-sustaining and more scalable than traditional volunteer-driven solutions like Tor. So here we go. It's got its decentralized incentive system. It's got comprehensive metadata privacy, integration with wallets and privacy-focused blockchains. It's got open source SDKs, and its competitive advantage is its scalable global mixnet, the network level privacy, a strong ecosystem, and I also asked about the strength of the teams. So it's backed by major VCs such as A16 Crypto, Binance Labs, and Digital Currency Group. World-class experts. The team includes recognized cryptographers and privacy researchers. NIM's launch events have featured high-profile privacy advocates like Edward Snowden and Chelsea Manning, emphasizing its credibility and vision. It's got an active developer community. And there you have it, my lunatic friends. So it seems to have a lot of credibility. It's working in the place of privacy. It's massively price suppressed at the moment. It's solving a massive problem. But, and this is a big but, it's a problem that governments and private or agencies, the people that spy on us, of course, they don't say they spy on us, but the people that are being spied on us are not going to like stuff like this. And what are they going to do to this company? Now, the fact that this is based in Switzerland tells me that they're probably going to be all right because they're above board and regulated. But is there going to be a backdoor to this? Are they going to have to unlock it for big agencies with a lot of influence? We don't know. Nobody knows, my lunatic friends. We can only speculate on projects like this. But one thing I am certain of is that this is a very interesting looking project, and it's very price suppressed right now. So given the risk reward that we're dealing with, I'd say that this marks a fair entry point, a fair risk reward ratio at the current price. But this isn't investment advice, and I'm just a random lunatic on the Luna Cafe. And if you've enjoyed my little ramble and want more of the same, to find more unpumped hidden gems, then please do subscribe to this channel. If you want another one of my videos, you'll find that just there. But otherwise, stay lunatic, have fun, and make money with crypto.